As of right now, you have sent obsessive texts to Miya. We have all seen the text. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash out her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch.
Who told her
It's
gave her
on
life
text.
savings? I never
As
said
a matter of
that.
fact, we're going to get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case.
This chilling footage shows family members of Miya Marcano confronting a man they believe is responsible for their daughter's mysterious disappearance. They suspect that he kidnapped her from her room and is holding her captive somewhere. And they're right. Unfortunately, it's already too late. But who was this man and why had he kidnapped Miya? Here are some new details in the case of Miya Marcano, the teen who was killed by a man who snuck into her room. On Friday, September 24th, 2021, the 10 p.m. flight from Orlando landed in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but there was a passenger missing. Her name was Miya Marcano, a beautiful, smart, and ambitious 19-year-old college student from Orange County, Florida.
Miya's originally from Broward County, but she moves to the Orlando area for school. She dreams of pursuing a degree at UCF College, but later on, she transferred during her sophomore year to Valencia College.
Miya was described as the star of her family, and despite her mom and dad being divorced, her and her brother grew up in a loving and supportive environment.
She exceeded my expectations because, you know, she's just a beautiful girl. She's very smart, knew what she wanted, was not easily influenced. What Miya wants, Miya's gonna get.
While in Orlando, Miya lived at a student housing complex called Arden Villas, where she also worked part-time in the leasing office. On this particular Friday, she'd made plans to visit her family for the weekend and was supposed to catch her flight after leaving work at 5 p.m. Sadly, she never made it to the airport.
Orange County Sheriff's Office. This line is being recorded. This is Operator Winstead. How may I help you?
Hi, good night. I'm calling to find out if I can have a wellness check, please.
But when the plane landed without Miya, her family got worried and tried reaching her on the phone, but there was no answer. This was so unlike her. Her family was afraid that something bad had happened to her, so they called 911 and asked for a wellness check to be done. The family also alerted the media and told them what was happening.
Video footage taken 4 hours earlier showed Miya walking out of the front doors of the leasing office at Arden Villas Apartments in Orange County, where she worked, heading toward her apartment.
A deputy was dispatched to the Arden Villas apartments on Saturday at 9:42 p.m. He arrived at Miya's apartment at 10:02 p.m. but found the door locked and no one was there. He hangs around the apartment until Miya's roommate finally arrives and lets him in. And that was the moment that they realized something was wrong. As the deputy pushed the door open, he noticed that something was blocking it from the inside. So he went around and peered through the back window and noticed that a bookshelf was placed right in front of the door and the room was in complete disarray. The window lock had also been tampered with, and the most chilling part, there was blood on her pillow. All this evidence confirmed the family's worst fear.
Miya was kidnapped. Miya was kidnapped out of her room in Arden Villas through her bedroom window. I'm calling on all resources. At this point, the FBI, we need you.
Orange County Sheriff's Office spent much of Saturday at Arden Villas apartment complex, less than a mile from UCF campus, searching in, outside, and around the building, and even blocking off a section of the parking lot.
Miya's family had traveled overnight to Orlando to help search for their daughter, and within no time, her face was plastered everywhere, and her shocking story was featured by all the media stations.
Miya Marcano was last seen at this apartment complex on Arden Villas Boulevard Friday evening, and now flyers like this one are posted around the property begging for the community's help to find the 19-year-old.
Take a good look. Have you seen Miya Marcano?
Miya's mysterious disappearance shook everyone in the community, especially the students living in the apartment complex. They always thought that they were safe there and never imagined that something so horrifying could happen. They held prayer vigils for Miya and came out in large numbers to help Miya's family and investigators search for Miya.
And all we ask you is to help us bring Miya home, bring her home safe. Just drop her off and let us know where she is. We'll pick her up. Just bring her home.
She's been on my mind heavy.
I can barely sleep. I think about her constantly.
This woman borrowed a friend's machete to come help search for 19-year-old Miya Marcano. Her family and volunteers spread out into several different locations instead of focusing on one particular area.
The search went on through the weekend without any leads. And then on Monday, September 27th, the police received a disturbing call.
911, do you need police, fire, medical?
We found a suicide on property.
Someone had been found hanging in the garage of another apartment complex, but it wasn't Miya.
27-year-old Armando Caballero was found dead at a Seminole County apartment complex on Monday. Police believe he committed suicide. They said he was a maintenance worker at the Arden Villas apartments near UCF.
Now, this was not the first time investigators or Miya's family were hearing about Armando Caballero. Miya's dad recognized Armando's name and the face from the first day his daughter moved into the Arden apartments because Armando was reportedly the one that had helped her. Then, when Miya went missing, Armando showed up at 4 a.m. to talk to the police. But what he said rubbed Miya's family the wrong way.
We didn't think it was serious. I don't even know how Tati found out.
Somebody's missing and you don't think it's serious?
Maybe they hanging out. They got this place right here. They go downtown. I don't know. Maybe her phone's off.
Armando claimed that he saw Miya at 3 p.m. that day at the office and that he learned she was missing from a mutual friend called Tati. But the thing is, this was the first time that Miya's family was hearing of someone called Tati.
Me and Tati were conversating about it till it came up.
But
should
Tati
I go and
is
see
someone...
if I see anything?
No one knows Tati. That's my whole thing. Not
Tati
even the roommate knows Tati.
Here.
She's an employee, but you keep saying Tati is a friend and that you've all hung out together. No one here knows Tati. All her other friends showed up. Her closest friends that live in the complex were all here with us early on. No one knows Tati. Only you.
You see, Miya's family already knew about Armando's sick obsession with their daughter. They knew that he had once asked Miya out and she rejected him. But instead of moving on like a normal person, he started sending crazy, stalkerish texts to Miya. Like this particular one, where he said, "I know I come off strong and crazy, but I was literally like feeling you like drifting away. It bothered me because a bond so natural like we had is not common." One of Miya's friends told the police that Miya had texted her about Armando's creepy behavior, saying, "This guy at my job is like obsessed with me or whatever." Armando had even reportedly tried to send Miya $600 and promised to give her his life savings if she would accept him.
As of right now, you have sent obsessive texts to Miya. We have all seen the text. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash apped her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch.
Who told her
It's
her
on
life
text.
savings? I never
As a
said
matter of
that.
fact, we're going to get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case.
Despite the suspicions, police had no evidence to convict Armando to Miya's disappearance, so they let him go.
There was no basis for our deputies to detain or arrest Armando Caballero. Our deputies are not permitted to arrest or detain someone based on a hunch or based on what someone else is saying.
But Miya's family did not agree with this and felt that the deputy should have at least brought Armando in for further questioning.
I think the fact that they allowed Armando just to leave that apartment complex after having that type of information, I just think was a bad mistake, was a very bad call.
When Armando left the complex, Miya's family secretly followed him to his apartment, and what they saw left him with no doubt that he had Miya.
How the fuck did that happen? What is he doing? What is he taking out?
He has gloves.
He has gloves.
He has gloves
He has
in
gloves.
his hands.
He has gloves.
Gloves and what else?
The blanket.
Oh my god, that is my blanket.
Miya's grandma recognized the pink blanket that she had given Miya. What was Armando doing with it if he wasn't involved in her disappearance? The police soon arrived at the scene, but yet again, they were of no use since they could not get inside Armando's apartment without a search warrant. It was up to Miya's family to again find out the truth. In order to get the suspicion off of himself, Armando did allow the family to come in and search the apartment, but they didn't find anything significant, so once more, Armando was let go. Meanwhile, investigators had started digging into Armando's past, and what they found caused even more alarm. Apparently, Armando had a terrible history of violence against women who rejected him. In March 2021, 6 months before Miya disappeared, another woman in Florida reported that someone had thrown a gym weight through her bedroom window.
We have a broken window. There's a weight that was thrown into the window. She doesn't know who.
Although the woman wasn't really sure, she suspected Armando, who was a maintenance worker at her apartment complex, of being responsible. The woman told the police that Armando had asked her out on a date and she agreed, but then he wanted them to go out that very night and she was not comfortable, so she said no. She told the police that she believed Armando threw the weight to get back at her. In a previous incident in 2013, Armando was on charges of detonating a small homemade explosive in high school as a prank. Fortunately, no one was hurt. He pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and was sentenced to probation. While Arden Villas claimed they had done a background check on Armando before hiring him, Miya's family found it hard to believe that they would miss such important information.
They conducted an extensive background check. It definitely was not extensive enough.
Meanwhile, days had gone by without any information on Miya's whereabouts, but her family was not giving up.
$15,000 reward is being offered for information that can lead to Miya Marcano.
Miya is alive and she's suffering. I want my granddaughter home.
We're determined to find Miya, so that's what powers us through, and we know that if she's fighting, we're fighting.
By September 30th, the search teams had conducted over 30 searches spanning 3 countries. No resource was spared, including helicopters, K-9 units, and dive teams. Investigators followed every lead they received, but they kept hitting a dead end until they stumbled onto something that blew the entire case wide open.
Cell phones, literally, as we pass a house, it registers in that house. Usually takes about a month to be able to get that digital footprint to know exactly where that phone has been.
Armando's cell phone GPS showed that he had visited an area called Timber Scan Apartments, which is about 17 miles from Arden Villas, the night Miya went missing.
We sent search teams out first thing this morning. That's when they found what we believe to be Miya.
On October 2nd, 2021, 8 days after she went missing, Miya's body was found hidden in a wooded area near Timber Scan. Her hands and feet were tied and she had duct tape covering her mouth.
The way she was found is she did have jeans on. Her shirt was taken off. She was wearing a bra. There was a robe that was on her as well. Can't imagine the pain and anguish that Miya's parents, their family, the loved ones, and the friends, and really our entire community have gone through and will continue to go through.
I can't even put into words how we're feeling right now as a family. I feel defeated. I feel like I failed my cousin, and I don't know how we're gonna get through this.
Miya's family was crushed and devastated because they had still been holding on to the hope that they would find her alive. An emotional vigil was held in Miya's honor and was attended by hundreds of people who came to mourn and offer their support to the family.
Our prayer, even though you did not give us Miya the way we wanted her, we are grateful.
Now that Miya was found, the question on everyone's mind was what really happened the night she disappeared. The key system log at Arden Apartments showed that Armando had used a maintenance key to enter Miya's apartment when she was still at work on Friday, September 24th. When Miya left the leasing office and went to get her suitcase for her trip, Armando was there waiting for her.
So there's no doubt he was waiting for her, knowing, she was going to be coming home from work.
Armando then attacks Miya, and rather than drag her through the door where he could be seen on camera, he takes her out the window and into his car. The car is then seen leaving the apartment complex at 7:38 p.m. The medical examiner determined that Miya was killed the same day that she was taken, but due to the level of decomposition on her body, he could not tell how she died.
She was already left dead at Timber Scan Apartments before we were ever called.
After he took his life, police found black duct tape in his car that had Miya's hair on it, and he had 2 bite marks on his fingers, indicating that Miya had not gone down without a fight.
If you really think about it, people who are living in apartment complexes, they're going to sleep at night not knowing that there is someone that has free access to their apartment. And I think now people are really starting to think about just how serious of an issue that really is.
How was this even able to happen? How did they let this happen?
Because of how carelessly the Orange County Sheriff's Office handled the case, an inquiry was started that led to 2 people facing disciplinary actions. It also led to the introduction of Miya's Law, which requires all landlords and building managers in Florida to take specific measures that ensures their tenants' safety.
In a room with those who loved her most, the family of Miya Marcano saw the bill bearing her name signed into law.
After all this pain and heartache, I mean, it's not going to bring her back, but we have victory and it feels really, really good.
Miya's Law, it's not even just about kids. It's about everybody. Anybody who decides to live in an apartment where anybody can have access to your private space. It could be anybody.
What do you think about this case? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.